Overwatch 2 on PlayStation 5. Now, back in the day, I used to play the original Overwatch on PlayStation 4. Since then, I've switched over to PC, and I have been playing quite a bit of Overwatch 2, and I also played quite a bit of the original Overwatch on PC. And PC's basically been where I've always played first-person shooters, really, since I made the move to PC. I don't really play much on PlayStation at all these days, other than maybe Rockstar's games. I play quite a bit on PlayStation, and also of course FIFA, everything like that, and all the obviously PlayStation exclusives is what I tend to use my PlayStation for. But anything sort of esports related, especially first person shooters, not so much Rocket League since there's not much difference, but one of them, especially Overwatch 2, is a game I've actually not really touched at all on PlayStation 5, and as you can see, I've literally got 5 minutes on the game. From when, I believe it's from where it first released. I just installed it on my PlayStation 5 as well as my PC, loaded up. I don't even think I went into a game or anything like that, and that was about it. So in this video, we're going to be reviewing PlayStation 5's version of Overwatch 2, looking at how it compares to PC. Since I've always played Overwatch 2 on PC, I'm interested to see what it feels like and how it plays on PlayStation 5. So let's load it up and just see what we've got going. Just before we do get into the rest of this video, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Instant Gaming. Now, Instant Gaming is a fantastic website where you can get discounts on literally any game. You name a game, there's a very, very high chance that you can get it for an insanely cheap price on Instant Gaming. Be sure to use the link in the description to be able to save yourself some money on any game that you buy in the future. Just be sure to use Instant Gaming using that link in the description, and you literally will just save yourself some money. And in fact, I'm actually running a giveaway at the moment through Instant Gaming. If you purchase a game or gift card or anything on Instant Gaming before the end of 2023, then you'll be entered into a giveaway for a chance to win an Instant Gaming gift card. So yeah, next time you're thinking about buying a game for yourself or a friend or even a gift card, use Instant Gaming with the link in the description for a chance to actually win an Instant Gaming gift card on top of whatever it is you purchase. So yeah, definitely be sure to check it out using the link in the description. Anyways, getting back into the video. Obviously, of course, you don't get this sort of splash screen on PC at all. And it is, since it's a free-to-play game, there's no physical addition to the game or anything like that. It is all digital, so no matter what console you have. And generally, I'd say PlayStation 4 up to PlayStation 5, same with Xbox One to Series X and S, is going to be pretty similar for Overwatch 2. The only difference I could see is probably being frame rate. I believe it's 120 frames on the next-gen consoles, and then I assume it's just 60 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So, yeah, I mean, the only thing is, what I do know about the console version is you can't actually connect a keyboard and mouse, which I find strange. I feel like you should be allowed to connect keyboard and mouse, but it should just put you in the PC pool of players. I don't really see a reason for that not to be the case. There maybe is a reason, since I just assume, I feel like they should do that. I think it makes sense for them to just do something like that, since obviously, yeah, being able to use a keyboard and mouse on console would then be pretty identical to playing on a PC, in my opinion. Might be a bit of input latency, but generally I would say it's going to be pretty identical. So I feel like they should just allow for people on console to be able to have a similar opportunity to those on PC, and just be able to connect a keyboard and mouse and then be able to play with the PC players, if that makes sense. But either way, let's actually so first of all, the menu looks the exact same. Obviously, the only difference is the little icons for the controls are just PlayStation icons. That's literally it. So in terms of the videos, obviously you don't get all the graphics options that you get on the PC version. You've literally just got, you do get a frame rate option here, so you can have balanced resolution. I assume this one will just be sort of using the higher graphics but just uncapping the frame rate, whereas frame rate I assume will be lower graphics but you're getting 120 frames. So we'll test all of these out. We'll start with frame rate, and then let's actually head into we'll go into just the practice range here. So yeah, now it's really going to be interesting to see how different this is compared to, obviously, yeah, PC. So now I tend to play support. I'm always on support. We'll go with BAP. He's generally who I play the most. So straight off the bat, now the sensitivity. This feels so strange playing on controller. Wow. Yeah, I mean, straight away I can tell sort of the input lag between the controller, and I don't actually have my LAN cable connected to my PlayStation, to be fair. So but generally the latency between, that's not really going to affect the latency between the controller and the console, of course. So I mean, I can tell instantly the difference, and obviously I'm on a controller, which makes it much harder to, okay, and then vibrations also on the controller, which is always fun. So in terms of being able to do the jump as BAP, how would that be? I actually have no idea how I would do that. Is it? Oh, circle. Okay. And then X. Okay. Okay. Well, that's... Yeah, that's fair. I assume... Are you able... Are you able to change the controls? I assume you can. Or maybe you can't. Let's take a look. Since generally I would say... Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can. Okay. Yeah, makes sense since... It is... yeah, no, that really does make sense. That's good. So obviously, yeah, you can sort of, you know, change it to how you like. You can map the controls. But generally, this feels fairly alright. I mean, it's a completely different and, do you know what I mean, way more challenging than playing, obviously, on a keyboard and mouse. This just feels, yeah, this is very, very, very strange. Now, this is 60 frames because of my capture card, but right now you would definitely be getting 120. But graphically, it looks fine. It looks absolutely fine, no difference to PC at all, to be honest. Generally, with esports games, though, obviously graphics aren't the main focus. And typically, I think you'll find PC players, even if they can achieve high graphics, they lower the graphics just to get that insanely high frame rate. That's something I do, and many people do. So, yeah, let's actually switch to... We'll try our balance quickly, but I generally think it's going to feel, since I'm on 60 frames with the capture card, I think it's going to feel pretty identical. So... I can't really tell a significant difference in graphics. It's possible that the main difference in graphics is for the higher resolutions, since I can really tell the aim assist that you get there. Wow. Just by looking at it, it just sort of tracks me to the... I'm not sort of moving my right joystick at all, and it just tracks me onto the bot there. That's quite something. You obviously don't get that on PC. So, yeah, that's obviously... I know that competitively you can't play cross-platform, but I believe in quick play, PC, Xbox, and even Nintendo Switch, I believe, are all cross-platform. So obviously in quick play it's not that big a deal. But obviously if you were just solo queuing by yourself on PC, you'd only be put PC players, and likewise for console, I believe. But yeah, it's interesting, really. I'd say obviously graphically and frame rate wise, it's identical. I think where the differences come into play is literally just between the controller and the keyboard and mouse. Hence the reason that, in my opinion, you should be able to use a keyboard and mouse on the console. You should just be able to plug it in, and then you should be just matched with PC players. You can do that on games like Call of Duty. I see no reason for it not to be the case on Overwatch, but there maybe is a reason. And if you know of this reason, then be sure to put it in the comments. I'm actually really interested to see the reason for them not doing that, if there is one. But let's try out Soldier 76. Let's see what he's got to offer. So obviously, yeah, it's just, for me personally, it's way more challenging to aim. But obviously, if you play on console, then you're going to find it much easier. But obviously, yeah, you just are at an advantage if you're using keyboard and mouse. If you know how to use a keyboard and mouse, it does just put you at an advantage at the end of the day. It's possible, obviously, to become really good on the controller, but it's going to take much more practice. So, yeah, but generally speaking, it feels pretty identical to PC. In terms of looks wise, but there's just the gameplay is completely different because I'm on a controller. That's where things really change. And now we're on the best graphical mode, and to be honest, it looks on at 1080p. This looks pretty. I think the sort of view distance is a little bit better maybe, but generally speaking, this looks pretty identical to the frame rate version. Yeah, you can tell the view distance is a little bit different. But generally, I mean, you've got to have the 100... If your monitor can support 120 frames, you've got to take that, especially on an esports game. You've just got to go for that, in my opinion. But, yeah, that's what I'd recommend. I wouldn't really mess around with balanced or fidelity mode or anything like that. I'd just stick to the high frame rate. But, yeah, I think the main difference is obviously keyboard and mouse. And if you're a casual gamer, you've only got a console, then you're going to play the console version, and it's absolutely fine. It's a completely playable experience. I'd be interested to do a review of the Nintendo Switch version and see how it's different over there. I've done that for games like The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and I'll actually link that video in the description at the end of this one if you're interested in checking that out. But yeah, in terms of looks and everything like that, at the end of the day, it's Overwatch 2. It's the exact same game that you get on PC. It's just that obviously you've got a different player base and you're on a controller. But obviously, yeah, if it was for me, if I had to play, I'd probably just end up playing as someone like Junkrat, since the aiming isn't... It's a bit different, but I mean, you're still going to have decent aim, though, for Junkrat, to be fair. But obviously, yeah, you're getting the shop. You're getting everything that you get on PC, but instead, you are literally just on a console. So, and it's free. At the end of the day, the game is free. Obviously, you know, there's controversial stuff about Overwatch 2, that's for sure. But, you know, it's Overwatch 2. What can I really say apart from the fact that you're using a controller. So if you use a controller for every game, you're not going to have a problem with playing Overwatch 2 on your console. No matter what console it is, really, it's going to feel the same as any other game on console, but it's Overwatch 2. No complaints, really. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, the difference is with competitive's a massive difference. Now, I actually do have a mate who played Overwatch for the first time with Overwatch 2 on PlayStation 5. He doesn't actually play on PC. And he played, I think it was Tank, and he literally got Diamond 2 after playing his first 5 games of Overwatch 2 on console. So, I don't think you'd be able to do that on PC. I might be wrong, but I believe it might be, you know, there's definitely going to be massive differences between a Diamond player on console compared to a Diamond player on PC. But, yeah, I think that's definitely going to be the case. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's a very, very, very playable experience, and if you're happy with using a controller, then you're going to have absolutely no issues with playing Overwatch 2 on console. So, all around positive, no complaints at all. At the end of the day, it's Overwatch 2. What more can you really say past that point? But yeah, that does just about wrap up things here. Now, on screen, you are seeing a link to a different video. Hit the link on the screen if you are interested in watching that. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.